Well, hello, it is August 24th, and welcome to this weather update. We had a beautiful afternoon yesterday. We had some nice blue skies, and it was very comfortable, and it was great to be in the Pine Barrens again and, enjoy that nice blue sky with some nice air around. But unfortunately, as we were going toward the end of yesterday, you could see on the horizon, looking toward the west, was a big cloud of smoke that was heading our way and was over us today. And you could also, and as I was heading back on the parkway, again, I took pictures of the smoke as we were going over the Driscoll Bridge of the sunset, and it was quite unusual and quite amazing. But that, you see, is smoke, all from wildfires that has traveled here from British Columbia, thousands of miles away, and a very thick cloud, very unusual, very thick cloud of smoke. This was again last night as the sun was going down, as I was riding the bus along the turnpike, and you could see really that is a cloud of smoke. That is not a water vapor cloud. That is smoke, and the smoke was around today. We had very hazy skies today to deal with. Very hazy. You could see there all the haze in the air today, and again towards sunset. Again, you could see that smoke. Maybe not quite as dramatic as the sunset yesterday, but you could still see the haze and the smoke in the air that has traveled all the way from the wildfires in mostly in British Columbia. And once the sun went down, you could sort of see it lighting up as the sun went down, and then as the sun was down and it was dusk, you could see this reddish hue on the horizon here. And again, it's quite unusual. And the moon was out, so it was lighting up the sky. You could see all the haze being lit up by the moon, all smoke. And speaking of the moon, I took a nice picture of it, and you could see it was a funny, like, reddish color. And this is all, again, due to the smoke scattering the light. So now let's go and look at where that smoke is traveling on the satellite. Okay, first and foremost, let's look at this smoke. So you can see it's, again, stretching across from west to east, from the northwest, looks like British Columbia, all the way to the east. And so we're going to actually zoom in now onto this area right here of smoke, which is very thick. This was drifting over our area today. We had some pretty thick smoke in our area, as you could see, really thick over Maine. Look at that! Wow, it was so bad over Maine. It was blocking a lot of the sun, and this came all the way. This smoke here came all the way from the fires in British Columbia. That's insane. That is insane. And we can trace it all the way back. So we look over here, you can see there's the cloud of smoke right there, and you can see you can trace it all the way back to the fires in British Columbia, which is crazy. The good news is it looks like, well, they're socked in with clouds, but it looked like Seattle got a little break from the smoke today. But you can see there's still fire. These fires are still going in California. It's crazy. And the ones in British Columbia are still going too. So yeah, it just continues without. Hopefully, it rains there soon. They need a good soaking to put these fires out, because it's really bad. So I'm gonna just put some other layers on here and the satellite so you can see the smoke even better and look at it. Look at that. That's a really thick smoke all over the whole Northeast today. And not many people, of course, were talking about it, but you could certainly see it in the sky and feel it. That is for sure. And of course, there's also some smoke also over here too, believe it or not. So the smoke is everywhere. The smoke over here is from California. I think the smoke over here, here's California. All right, so this smoke in the south is from California. You can follow it all the way. And then the smoke that we've been dealing with in the Northeast, that has come all the way from the fires in British Columbia. So you could see that. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts, let me tell you. And there the fires again. Clearly see them. So it's pretty nuts. These huge clouds of smoke that are being generated, definitely not something that we're supposed to see. And you can again see it going across the Atlantic and going over to Europe. So again, some strange stuff going on. The other thing that seems a little odd is no ice in this part of Greenland here. So I think there was a lot of melting in Greenland. So the ice, that's the next thing we're going to talk about in the weather update, the status of the ice caps. You'll see where this line is? That's where the ice is supposed to be in the Arctic. Right? That's where the ice is supposed to be. But you can see it's still very much below normal. This whole area here is ice-free, and the other thing is, you see these bluer spots in the ice? That means that there isn't that much sea ice concentration, which means the sea ice is very thin. Alright, so that's the other thing that's going on. Alright, so here is a satellite image of Lane approaching the Hawaiian Islands. Now, it hasn't made a direct hit, but it's caused a lot of problems in the Big Island with a lot of flooding going on. And they've gotten a lot of rain there. So let's take a look at the current storm information now. I have conflicting reports because the Hurricane Center says it's still a hurricane. Alright? And you can see this is the forecast map here with hurricane warnings in effect for Hawaii and tropical storm. Well, hurricane warnings in effect for Maui and Oahu, and then a tropical storm warning in effect for the Big Island. And this was the advisory at 2 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. It was still a hurricane at 85 miles an hour, north-northeast at 2 miles an hour. But this site seems to have different information now. This one says it is now weakened to 60 knots, and it is weakening. So I gotta see. We're gonna have to actually hit refresh and see what's going on here. Now, see, the Hurricane Center still is a hurricane. So I don't know why that other site has tropical storm, but I'm going to go by the Hurricane Center. All right, but there is flooding rainfall that is going to be possible for Hawaii because of this, and it's moving very slowly. Look at that movement, north-northeast at 2 miles an hour. So it's almost pretty much stalled out, and that's the problem. Even though they're not getting a direct hit, the storm is stalled out, and that's the problem. So let's go ahead and look at the GFS and see what's going to be happening with the weather patterns. And as you can see, the high that we had that brought us to dry air is starting to move offshore, and things are going to start warming up. Probably not too much tomorrow, but as we get into Sunday, you can see the Atlantic Ridge building again. It's going to heat up, it's going to get hot, and it's going to get humid again. And there really isn't going to be much of a chance of rain in our forecast. Not until probably as we get into later Wednesday and Thursday. Now, it looks like another front is going to try to make it through. So we might actually be able to get some relief on Thursday, perhaps. If that front can make it through, that would be great. It looks like it's just off to the south, so it might wind up stalling out. But it could bring some relief, but then the ridge builds back again. But it looks like there is a general trend toward that ridge weakening. You know, we got a little taste of it now, and we're going to see that again. So let's go ahead, and there's an easy way to see where the the tropical area is and where the dry area is. So as we go into Saturday, you'll see that the dry air still holds on in the northeast. We still have looks like an easterly flow, east to northeast flow. We got the ridge offshore, but we still have this this high nosing down into our area. But you can see the humidity starting to creep up around us. So as we go into into Sunday, you see the dew points already start coming up, probably into the 60s. So it start getting a little increase in humidity on Sunday, and then as we go into Monday, you can see the humidity, the tropical air is once again returned to our area. Into Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be dealing with it. Wednesday, we're going to be dealing with it. But look what happens when we go into Thursday. See, it looks like there's a little relief that starts to bleed into the area on Thursday, especially north of the city. And that'll be with us on Friday too. So we'll have dry air on Friday too, and Saturday. So it looks like next weekend will also be nice before the humidity returns. That's good. You could definitely see a trend of that ridge weakening, and that's very important. So now we're going to look at the temperatures over our area. Tomorrow, actually no, that's today. Tomorrow will be not too hot. So tomorrow will still be comfortable. Temperatures Around 80 degrees. Shouldn't get above 80 pretty much because we have an easterly flow off the ocean, but not off the warm ocean. It's going to be coming this way, so it'll still be comfortable tomorrow. As we go into Sunday, the temperatures start rising to the mid 80s, especially over New Jersey. Long Island probably still be around 80 with the sea breeze. Let's see if I can get the yeah. So we can do that, and then Monday, things temperatures start getting a little hotter. Around New Jersey, around 90 degrees. New York City, probably around 90. Long Island should still stay in the 80s, hopefully. And then Tuesday is going to be brutal because it looks like everywhere is going to be into the 90s, and it's going to be pretty uncomfortable with the humidity. Tuesday looks like it could be a pretty brutal day. Temperatures in the 90s, 90 to 95, with dew points in the low 70s. So we'll be pretty uncomfortable. And the same thing goes for Wednesday. And I'm guessing that there's a more of a westerly flow on those days. So that's why. And then we get into Thursday, and it's a lot cooler. As you can see, temperatures only around 80 degrees. So and then Friday, even cooler. Temperatures only in the 70s. So that looks pretty nice, actually. All right, I have to use a different model to show you the winds. So Saturday, we got the, so we're using the NAM. See, there's a south wind on Saturday, so we get the wind off the water. It'll still be cool. But then as we go into Sunday, you see what happens. We start getting into that more westerly flow, still south-southwesterly flow. And then Monday, look at what happens. We get more of a westerly flow, and that's what's going to kill us. This is the dew points, but I just wanted to show you that. And as we go into Tuesday, look at what happens. We get an even more of a westerly flow on Tuesday. So Tuesday is probably going to be the worst day. It's going to be brutal. With that west wind, we will be dying. That is for sure. The other thing we'll be looking at here is the cloud fraction. So we'll be looking at the clouds to see how the skies are going to look as far as the clouds go. This doesn't show the smoke. So as we go into tomorrow, we're back to the GFS model again. As we go into tomorrow, you'll see that it looks like we do have some high clouds starting to come in, especially by the afternoon. And then Sunday, it looks like we'll have some high clouds around too. And then Monday, we're going to be like I said, dealing with high clouds on and off, and smoke probably too as well. Tuesday, probably got some clouds around, so it won't be clear at all. And then comes that cold front for Thursday, and you can see it looks like it gets a little hung up offshore, so we may be dealing with some clouds, but it will be cooler. But then it moves out of the way Friday, so Friday maybe we can get lucky, it'll be clear. But it will be comfortable again. That's the main thing. So we'll just have to deal with some brutal weather, especially Tuesday. That is the worst day of it. If we go and we can look at the anomaly for the temperature, you'll see we're way above average on Tuesday with temperatures of almost 12 degrees Celsius above average. So Tuesday is going to be quite brutal for sure. Not so much Monday. Monday will be a little brutal, but Tuesday is going to be really brutal. And Wednesday, it'll probably be brutal again. And then there's that cold front. And this cold front could touch off some pretty strong thunderstorms. But then as we get into Thursday, we're around average. So and below average north of the city too. So it'll be even cooler on Friday. So that will conclude this weather update. So enjoy the weekend. The weekend should be nice, especially tomorrow. Dew points will still be low. But as we go into Sunday, it starts getting more humid, and then brutal by Monday, and Tuesday will probably be the worst day. Tuesday is going to be a day you'll definitely want to stay indoors and in air conditioning. So that concludes this weather update. Thank you for watching.